So after I pressed the render button, it actually did render that image, and here's what it looks like. And with the mouse wheel I can zoom in and out, and you can see it's not too bad, the texture that's in here. Now that texture is actually ready for me to save out as well, because I can't remember exactly how to, but I know I should be able to take this texture and save it. So let's see, File, Export Image. So I can export that particular image. I'm going to save it in my video tutorials as a JPEG, go back to my SketchUp file, and I'd really like to apply that material. So I'm going to browse for that material. I know it's on the desktop, video tutorials, SketchUp tutorials. There's that carved honeycomb, and now I've just replaced the material that I had in my original material, this metal seamed, with my own texture. Now we can of course create our own textures that we want. So if I go back to Home in Materials, I could probably create a new material. So create a material. I'm going to find the texture that I want to use. So I'd go back and find that material. I'd give this material a name and change anything else that I want about it. You'll see that it's giving me a default color, which is kind of nice. I could change its opacity, something like that, and then of course I could apply that material anytime that I want to apply it. So I encourage you to go out and find some seamless textures to add to your models, because that way they're your textures and they're not just the ones that are built into SketchUp. And if you use the ones that are just built into SketchUp, people are going to know these. And anyone who uses SketchUp will go, oh yeah, I know that material. That's one of the standard SketchUp ones. And that's not going to be as exciting for them. So anyway, I want to move on just a little bit beyond this to look at one other thing that you can do with these materials. And that is, you'll notice this object right here, I'd really like to actually fill with default. So I'm going to go back to the model, see if I can find, I don't know if I can actually even see the list view, but I want to find the one that's called default somewhere. Colors named. Oh, maybe it's at paint default. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, I'm now painting on the default color to a few different objects here. And of course we may want to use other objects, other things. Maybe not everything will be the default color, but some things will. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to make a component out of this. So I'm going to triple click everything. So make sure everything is selected. Right click, make a component. This would be my really cheesy house. And now I'd still like to fill objects. So with the paint tool, if you have an object which is not, that's a component, and it doesn't have a default fill, then you can actually fill anything that is a default fill, with that color. You can't go in and fill each individual color though, and that's kind of a pain. In order to do that, you would have to double click, go inside the object, and then you would be able to paint that color the place that you want. Then you'd go back outside of the object. Then anything that is just a default color can be applied to the entire component. So I don't know if that makes sense, but with using components, only the default color can be recolored when using the materials. So that's kind of something to know, and I do hope that you will have lots of cool materials that are in your objects that you've used to make your objects look special. And that concludes materials. Let's go on.